In recent months, several Indian smartphone manufacturers have targeted the low mid-range segment. Smartphones in this category are compact, offer a small screen that is less than 4.5 inches, and offer specifications usually seen in mid-range smartphones that are priced over 10,000 rupees. The Obi Alligator S454 and the Lava Iris X1 belong to this category, so we decided to compare these smartphones. The Obi Alligator S454 was launched last month for Rs 6,450 and the Lava Iris X1 was originally launched back in May for 7,999 rupees, and the company relaunched the smartphone in August with the 8GB variant for the same price. Let's head for the comparison then. Starting with the display, the Obi Alligator S454 has a 960 by 540 IPS screen at 4.5 inches, while the Lava Iris X1 has a similar 4.5 inches IPS screen, but at a FWVGA 850 by 480 resolution. So the pixel density of the Obi Alligator smartphone is better at 245 ppi compared to the 217 ppi on the Iris X1. The viewing angles, brightness, contrast and sharpness are better in the Obi Alligator. However, we felt that the colors are more saturated on the Iris X1. Overall, we find the Obi Alligator better than the Iris X1 since the display is way better in all aspects. Both the smartphones have a 2 megapixel fixed focus front-facing camera and have the usual set of proximity and ambient light sensors. They also have the usual set of capacitive touch buttons below the display. The Iris X1 has a glossy finish on the sides that makes the device slippery, while the Obi's textured back cover extends to the sides and it has a shiny rim running on the sides. The Obi Alligator is just 8.2mm thick, slightly thinner than the Lava Iris X1 that is 8.9mm thick. All the slots and the button placements are similar in both the smartphones. The pattern on the back cover of the Obi Alligator S454 is similar to the Nexus 4, while the Iris X1's removable back cover has a matte finish and the design of the smartphone is very similar to the iPhone. Coming to the build quality, both the smartphones have a solid build and feel premium. Even though the Obi Alligator looks huge, it weighs just 120 grams compared to the Lava Iris X1 that weighs 138 grams. Coming to the camera, both the smartphones have a 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. The Obi Alligator has a single LED flash, while the Iris X1 features dual LED flash and even has a BSI sensor. When it comes to the camera, the Iris X1 is slightly better compared to the Obi Alligator in terms of macro and low light performance. Daylight shots on the other hand are almost similar. The Alligator can record videos at 1080p 30fps while the Iris X1 supports only 720p video recording. Both the smartphones have dual SIM support, microSD expansion and a removable battery which is commonly seen on smartphones in this price range. The Alligator has a 1600 mAh battery and the 8GB variant of the Iris X1 has a 2100 mAh battery. Both of these phones run on Android 4.4.2 and the Alligator has a mild skin on top of Android, while the Iris X1 is almost stock. The Obi Alligator is also powered by the quad-core MediaTek MT6582 processor which has 4 ARM Cortex-A7 cores clocked at 1.3 GHz per core and also has 1 GB of RAM. The Iris X1 is powered by the Broadcom BCM23550 processor which also has the 4 ARM Cortex-A7 cores, but this is clocked at 1.2 GHz per core. The phone also has 1 GB of RAM, similar to the Alligator. The Obi Alligator's performance is good and the UI is smooth without any lag. On the other hand, the Lava Iris X1, as we had already mentioned on the review, the BCM23550 chip from Broadcom is not as powerful as its competitor from MediaTek, hence performance is below average and the UI is pretty laggy. The Obi Alligator has the Mali 400MP2 GPU which offers better performance and graphics in gaming, while the VideoCore 4 GPU is not the best since most high-end games had frame drops and are laggy. Even though both the smartphones have 1 GB of RAM, the Alligator has 964 MB of usable RAM, out of which 478 MB of RAM is free when the phone is idle. In the Lava Iris X1, only 958 MB of RAM is usable, out of which about 500 MB of RAM is free when it's idle. Coming to the internal storage, the Obi Alligator has 8 GB of internal storage, out of which 1.58 GB is available for apps and 4.1 GB is available for mass storage. The Lava Iris X1 too comes with 8 GB of internal storage, out of which 2.42 GB is available for apps and 2.88 GB available for mass storage. Both the smartphones have the option to move compatible apps from the internal storage to the SD card, and both these lack USB on-the-go support. In the end, the Obi Alligator is better in several aspects compared to the Lava Iris X1 and is also cheaper. It is definitely a good value for money smartphone. Concluding, the advantages of the Obi Alligator are the price, display, performance and the overall decent package. Advantages of the Lava Iris X1 over the Obi Alligator include build quality and camera performance. So that's about it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and do let us know what you think in the comment section below. Also hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more videos like these.